Let's see if that works. Should we see if that works? Might actually do to do that so we're a bit closer. Aha! Bonjour. Should probably edge you a bit closer. Apologies if that's incredibly loud. Moving. Right. Should be able to hear me now. That'll do. Hello, hello, hello. I'm waving. I don't know why I'm waving, because you can't see. You're lucky that you can't see, let's be fair. Bonjour. Give me XP. You know what? I'd be more than happy to, but it's not a thing, so I can't. I have, like, no access to experimental features. Though that would be pretty cool. I'm definitely more than open to being involved in that, but I got the same game you have. In fact, actually, no, I haven't. Because mine isn't updated. So I got an earlier version of the game. Hey Reggit, who's Joe? I don't know. They make little political videos, but I assume you don't mean them. They made a rather fun song, which was like, I can't remember what song it was, but it was Theresa May and like Jacob Rees-Mogg was in a car that was like bouncing, and he looked like a gangster, and it was pretty brilliant. To be fair, it was good fun. But there we go. Who knows? How are your classes going? Oh, that's a good question. Good question indeed. I am moving slowly towards my first assessment, if that's what they call it, you know. Little bit creation things. Quite happy with what I'm creating. I feel like it's fairly decent. What we're doing at the moment is sort of learning about the way that stories are told, sort of like narratives and things like that, which is actually quite interesting. You learn a fair few things. And you know what I've just learnt? That my bank balance is about to increase by a YouTube cut amount. Thank you very much. Salty Spateau for $1.99. Take me monies. That's very kind. I'm more than happy to. Not in an illegal way, of course. Only when you give them. Thank you very much. Cracking. So, what are you planning for this stream? Well, well, yeah, no, I don't know. Are you planning to return to Doki Doki? Yeah. Yeah, I am. I figured that it's it's been so long since I last successfully completed an episode on it that I'm going to start it as a form of Act 2 next year. So that's exciting. In other news, I guess, I mean, I would usually criticise people for spam, which I will do now, like, stop, but great meme. Those were, like, prevalent in the GCSE memes, and I love that. Me, when I turn the page onto the next question, just gape, so, I mean, obviously you can't see, but I'm sort of going, ooh. Anyway. What are some good places to go in the UK? Don't go to UK. It's all Brexit and dreadful things like that. Awful place. I don't know, to be fair. Also, anywhere I say would indicate that I've been there, which is like a bit, a bit dangerous, because you know me, I don't like travelling. So if I talk about a place and what it's like, you'll know that I've been there mostly because I have to be there, because I don't like travelling, and so then you'll be able to work out where I am. So I sort of can't tell you, I'm afraid. My only advice would be, don't go to London. It's very expensive, very busy, and apparently quite dangerous. There's plenty of attractions elsewhere. You don't need them taking all your money just because you're a cheeky tourist. So yeah, that would be, I guess, my piece O advice. There's lots of places you can go where you might not die from the pollution as well. I mean, that was no political comment on the efforts to stop the pollution, just more that it's London and it's full of pollution. It has been, long been, since like the Middle Ages. So, yeah, pretty much. Hi. One thing I would like to do. Actually, you know what? Let's start off with Battle Cats, because that's only fair. And I'd also love a cat CPU. Let's make it 160. But one thing I would like to do is go on Boom Beach briefly. And, what's that? The reason for that is that I need to assign command over to someone else, because I'm basically leading a thing that I never go on anymore, because there's things to do, and mostly like alcohol to be drunk. So yeah, I need to sort out sort of more sort of leadership positions for people who are actually sort of taking an active part in it. What level's that? This is the one that gives you cat CPU, and I love cat CPU. I mean, I haven't been on the game in ages. I mean, I hinted at that, didn't I? That I just have no kind of opportunity to be on, because it will only be on at the most Fridays and Saturdays every few weeks. Hence, now, where I can talk to you like this, and as for videos, who knows when I really get the opportunity to make them. So I don't really know in that respect. Anyway, I assume Street Fighter isn't around because I haven't updated, but let's just have a look at what's on at the moment and marvel at the fact that we've completed it all. Look at that. Lovely. Cracking. Absolutely cracking. Well, you sound dead. Well, it's charming, thank you. I spent loads of money to get back, and what do I get? I get called dead. Maybe my finances are dead. Rip. Anyway, public transport. Very expensive. Needlessly so. In my view. But what I'm going to do, I think, is not sacrifice the viewership. And what we're going to do is actually go for a bit of Cats of the Cosmos, I think. Because I've got some treasure to be getting. So basically, I'm quiet because it's 1:45 midnight, so it pays to be quiet. I mean, it doesn't actually pay. I don't get paid to be quiet. I just sort of need to be. But I've positioned the microphone close to myself so that you can hear me. So it's all good in that respect. I hope you'll agree. Here I am anyway. Cats of the Cosmos. You sound exhausted. You know what? I probably am. But is there anyone in the chat who wants to ask me about, like, specific sort of... Oh, I've already... Oh. 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 I'm more up to date than I thought. Who wants to ask me about any specific course stuff? I'd be interested to, like, go into depth about my readings, because, I mean, I want to tell somebody about them, otherwise it's just me who spent ages on them. Do you like bananas? I like small bananas, yeah. I like them. They're nice. They're good quality. I have ordered some bananas in my latest round of shopping. I'm getting 6 small bananas, which should be tasty, I hope. So that's pretty much that. What courses are you taking? Just a course. I'm not an academic mastermind who can do several courses at once. I mean, I assume what's going on there. Oh, I know what's going on there. I assume what there is a sort of big kind of culture difference, right? Because I assume what you might be talking about is majoring and minoring and like college and that sort of stuff and all that American stuff I don't quite understand. I think anyway is the idea. So because I've seen the words major and minor in that sense actually written on my course somewhere about that you do a lot of one thing and a little bit on something else, and then you succeed. Or you don't. I don't know. But anyway, yeah, no, university is one thing. You do one course. I mean, sometimes there are combined courses, but that means it gets rid of some of the work from each course so that it's manageable. Basically, just one thing that you specialise in. And that's what I am doing. One interesting thing that I would like to talk about after I answer this question, I'll answer the question first. What are the Year 9 tests like? If you remember, I'm doing them soon. Now, I must give a kind of disclaimer to this. When I was in Year 9, that was the year in which we chose our GCSE options. That is no longer the case. You choose them in Year 8 now. And so your Year 9 tests are going to be a lot more meaningful than mine. As for mine, I had tests in things like history, which, through a combination of the content that I didn't particularly enjoy and the teacher who I certainly didn't, I didn't care about one jot, and I wrote a disastrous essay that I didn't care about at the end and got in trouble because of how bad it was. Because I wasn't taking it, I thought, sod that, for a laugh, we don't care. As you are doing your GCSEs or starting to study for them in Year 9, they're going to matter a lot more. Oh, you didn't choose them in Year 8? Huh, funky. Okay. I guess what I'd say to that is, then if there are subjects that you know you're dropping, don't bother revising for them, because there is literally no point in it. I don't feel like that's having a bad work ethic. It's just promoting your studies on the stuff you are going to take. But then also, for all of it, remember the fact that these are not actually, life meaningful marks that you're getting. So just keep it in context, revise a little bit for the stuff you struggle on the subjects you're going to take, and just ignore all of the stuff that you're going to drop, and just take joy in being able to literally not care when you do your exam, because that's the last time you're going to be able to do that. I say that, but some of our assessments aren't technically formally graded, but anyway. You okay? What, generally, or is it because I sound like I'm not? I mean, it's good to be talking to y'all. What was the question? We did at the start of Year 9, but they're not confirmed until Year 10. Oh, so basically. So my advice would be to just prioritise what you know you're going to take, and just take joy in your final opportunity to not give a shed about some of the subjects, and just enjoy how disastrously you can do on the tests, because you really don't have to care, and it's the last time you'll have an opportunity to not care, and it's really liberating. It's incredibly enjoyable to flunk a test like I did the Year 9 music end of year test, for example. It felt so good, and I'm about to lose. Cracking. Don't want to be wasting my Okay, that's not the right thing. A treasure radar. Okay. But obviously then you need to start studying proper, and I'd advise revising a little bit for the things you're going to take, because that just starts you off. Little and often is the most important thing. That's what everyone advised, and I think it's a good piece of advice. Just finished my last week of year 12, going off to university next week. Huh. How does that work? Hang on, year 12? This must be like a completely different place. Because year 13 is what you do first. But like, you're different and at a different time. Wow, I don't understand that, it's mad. Oh wow, variety is the spice of life, as they say. So, yeah, how is your life? It's busy, and it's somewhat lonely in a way, but then also I'm able to spend tiny amounts of money, and that also feels very good, getting my shopping in for a ridiculously small amount of money. I'm still saving. I will always be saving until I reach the point where I need to start spending it, because that's what it's all about, saving that money for future. No, I love doing that, to be fair. Oh, heck. Huskers. Australia! Ah. Well, it's interesting that you have still a year name system, and it's called university, so it's a bit more like us than America is, with its sort of, oh yes, college, but it's not college, like 16 and 17-year-old college. It's like university college, and also you get into a huge amount of real debt. And I'm starting again my political points, I apologise, but really, the American education system, I feel like it's quite scary, that you genuinely have to take out like a normal kind of loan that you need to repay, not a UK student loan that if you're poor enough you don't have to repay. And I'm in that position too. It does scare me a little bit, even though you could argue it's not really my business. Good busy or bad busy? It depends. Some of the readings are quite good. So we have this sort of book, like sort of like an encyclopedia for the course, kind of, and that's written in a way that's easy to understand, and it's great. When you read things, it's easy to understand, and you understand it, you read it, you learn new things, that's great. But then sometimes what you have are readings that are just so academic for no reason, using words that they really don't need to, just so they, I guess, can feel good about themselves as to how clever they think they are. But they are alienating everyone who reads it, and it's almost impossible to understand, and you cannot grasp anything from it. And I'm beginning to sort of think, sod it, if they're going to make no effort to make it understandable, I'm going to boycott their readings and focus on the readings that do make sense. And that's a big thing for me, is making things understandable, because, you know, I want to eventually reach like the peak, that, I said that very quietly, the peak of education, you know? But at that point, I still want to write something that every one of you could understand and take something useful out of. I think that is the whole point of it. You're discovering new things, pushing the forefront of knowledge, but what you are not doing is alienating people by writing in a pointlessly complicated way, like some people do in their academic essays and papers. That's my little speech. Hope you like my little speech. Speech. Are you going to do Street Fighter collab? Hopefully, tomorrow. I'm going to have the opportunity to. I definitely want to. Because then I can edit it at university within reason, because I've got my headphone adapter now. Hurrah! So I can actually hear things. Headphone jack still broke. And then I'll hopefully be able to edit that just as like the collab ends. It depends. Is it on tomorrow? If it's on tomorrow, I probably can do something on it. Basically. Is a deck using a good deck to use for to the future? Not the best. I feel like it's tailored to aliens, but it's not the best thing you could piece together by a long way. In university, sorry, I'm appropriating what you said, because to me it's not college. I've done college, but to you, obviously, it is college because it's a different way around. How often do professors usually take days off or aren't there? So far, they haven't. There was one who was ill, but they still came in and sort of just sat in the lecture instead, and someone else took the lecture, but they came in and sat there. So far, like, none, actually. So I guess that's good. Normal, special, uber rare. I don't think I have enough capacity to think enough to piece that together, to be honest. Can I have some treasure radars? Again, I'm afraid. Not how it works. Unless it's in the update and I don't know, because to be fair, that could have happened. I have no idea. Did you get any legend rares? No, I have not so far got a legend rare. Not that I'm big on getting one. Sorry, I'm not quite sure what you mean about stuff about lessons until Christmas. Why do you hate legend rares? I don't hate the legend rares, if I'm going to be picky. I hate the concept of legend rares. Actually, I prefer to say strongly dislike. I mean, let's reserve hate for like genuinely hateful things. Of which we shouldn't have many, because we should try and find the good in things, but criticise the bad equally. Long story short, I think they are elitist. I think uber rare is sort of perfectly high unprobability of getting it as it is. That so you don't need to go any rarer than that, otherwise you reach a point. Oh, I see. Working after school. Fair enough. Yeah, my college did something a little bit similar to that with people who didn't turn up. They ended up doing it with people who had unconditional offers to universities, so to work extra when really they were just going to get in anyway. Anyway, oh, flipping sake, I've forgotten what I was saying. Oh, that's it, legend rares, right. And you reach a point in the game where there will be units that, when you have them, will give you a big advantage, but because there's such a ridiculously tiny chance of getting legend rares, it's basically just a massive sense of elitism based on luck, where if you happen to have got the legend rare, you can advance in the game easily, and if you don't get it, you can't. It's not like legendary skins or whatever. Not that I'm suggesting adding skins, whether you think that's a good idea or not. That's not my point. It's not like a customizable extra that's rare. This is a unit, something that helps you advance, and if you're going to make it that rare, I think it is deeply unfair, and I think it was a poor choice to add legend rares. I think it was completely unnecessary. But there we go. What do we do now? What do we do? That's the question. Because I don't want to sit here in silence, but it is midnight. I should probably just come back to this and make a slot for Pluto, right? But what I want to do briefly, I hope I don't hemorrhage my viewership, like bear with. Speaking of that, it's actually the 10th anniversary of Miranda. if you know what I'm talking about. Miranda, fantastic comedy from back in 2010-ish to 2013-ish. Just cracking. 10th anniversary of it being created, basically. I have to update Boom Beach, because what I need to do actually is okay boomer. I mean, I hate it when that phrase is used on Twitter so much, because someone presents a valid opinion and then some youthful person who doesn't like it just says okay boomer. I kind of really hate that. But in this context, because it was Boom Beach, that was very funny. I'll give you a little clap for that. But just please, I appeal to you, don't say things like that. Actually listen to what people have to say and judge it based on the merit of what was said, not who said it, please. Like, people who we think are awful can still say something of value, right? And we can still criticise those people for being awful. It doesn't mean we have to ignore everything that they say. Like, for example, I can find agreement in certain areas with some politicians who I largely think are really rubbish people. But that doesn't stop me agreeing with them when they say something I agree with. Don't be petty. Don't just ignore people because they've said something that you disagree with. Right. Yes, he will just promote someone else, to be fair, because Reggie is a bit of a slob who hasn't been playing his Boom Beach and has been doing his flipping reading. Actually, I say that, but yeah. Yeah. I mean, I've been doing some reading, to be fair. I've been keeping up. I've been going above and beyond. I mean, doing the essential readings is stressful enough. I don't see how they expect us to be looking at the recommended ones as well, but there you go. Okay, stats. Who's been pretty much there? Yuki's been there. Oh, George. We like George. We don't know who George is. Right, okay, what I'm going to do... I know this is arbitrary, but I know that Yuki has been around for a long time. So we could do that. And then we do that so then they can start operations. And probably Hadley as well. Right. And, like, I don't know DJ personally, obviously, but I know DJ decently enough, so let's put DJ there as well. And I shall promote Potatoes to officer. I feel like TNT's been about for a fair while as well. Sorry for missing out Shredder Prime if they've been about a long time. Can't remember. Anyway, that'll do. And then what they can do is they can start operations. And that'll be fantastic. They'll just be able to... oh, look at that. Promotion spree. Oh, heck. This has changed. Oh, right. It's largely the same. I mean, I don't put any ice statues out, to be fair, but that just really confused me. Let's put one of those on. Okay. What the flip? It's a differently shaped mega crab. Ooh. Tar. That'll do. I'll just go through these. No, go away, Hammerman. I'm not interested. Thank you very much. Just destroy these. The joy of that. When you used to not be able to do that, honestly. Right, okay, that's good. But before I lose any more people, let's move on again. Yeah, okay. Why do you seem depressed? Well, I mean, technically I've got depression, but in this particular context, because I'm being quiet. Concerningly to me, the two are often confused. I laugh, but it breaks my heart. Anyway, yeah, I'm feeling all right, you know, like all right. Okay. Normal, special, uber rare, like crikey. Oh, that's like having to put together a completely different thing. And even a completely different thing from that. Oh, rep, Silver Week's over, isn't it? If that was what that was for. Okay. Normal then. Put them in. Possibly you. Well, definitely you. Definitely you. Probably even you. And sod it, you. Special. Cheeky Gasso Man. I haven't used Mohawk in a long time, so let's give it some love. I feel like okay Boomba. Okay Boomba. None of that, though. Cat Burger is a shout. Should probably just look for. Oh, actually, you know what? That might be a better idea than that. And then Uber Rare. Or more like Mobius. No. Oh, ta-da. You wanted it, you've got it. Should we do that? Or should we go for air? Pretty applicable air, isn't it? Surprised I haven't heard a Guide on Guides reference in a while. To be fair, I mean, I love a Guide on Guides, but I haven't had the opportunity in a while. You know, there hasn't been something I've read in readings that make me think, are you sure you followed the guide correctly? It's come to my attention that people have been having trouble following guides. Maybe if I come across a thing that teaches me how to, like, make a proper bibliography, but I still fail to do it, I don't know, then I could be like, it's come to my attention that people have been having trouble following guides. It's 8 past midnight for me, and I stayed up just for Reddit. Thank you, firstly. Don't ruin your bedtime equally, and also equally, it's that time for me too. I have stayed up for myself as well. He says with a slight irony, in that if I hadn't, I wouldn't be here. But the irony didn't pull off because it wasn't particularly amusing. Oh well. Lucas will delete that video. I've downloaded it. I can still watch it as much as I like. I love it, to be fair. I mean, it's a good video, right? But I think in my mind, it's just achieved cult status. And it's brilliant. This guide sucks. My timing judgment was perfect. It's all because of this guide misleading me. Fault's not on me. Oh, Blue's got its own cloud now. That's nice. It always looks like a whoopee cushion as well. Come to think of it. This is Cats of the Cosmos 3. That wasn't what amused me. And I like how we're calling Raggett a boomer, yet he's like 20. Not even 20. And I'm being called a boomer. I know I'm an old man at heart, but really, honestly, you lot calling me a boomer. Again, it's one of those really tragic things that I'm somehow still laughing at. Flipping sake. I've got to be careful as well because I've developed a little phrase that I do, which sounds like flip sake, but is a lot ruder. So if I accidentally come out with that, I apologise in advance. I will try my best not to. Right. Ah. Oh yes, of course. Ah. Einen new thing. Well, let's take a treasure radar to Pluto. Oh. In a sense, Bomber Cat is Boomer. Yeah, it's Boomer Cat. I think we should call it that from now on. Boomer Cat. I'll have to put a segment of this stream in every time to just contextualise it. Why are you calling it a boomer? My stream chat called me a boomer, so it's fair game. Boomer Cat, flippin' sake. Oh well, what can you do? What can you do? Air's got a true form. News to me. Bear in mind that I've been at university and being an academic boy, and I know nothing about the later updates. But of course, I must respect your superior knowledge, because it's just come up. The most respectful gesture. Maraza. Maraza is brilliant. It's brilliant. Maraza. It's so respectful. I think that's the best thing about it. It's just one of the most respectful things you can say. It oozes respect, you know? Wish I wasn't broke so I could donate. Yeah, if you're broke and you get a little bit of money, start saving it first. Although I very much appreciate the fact you want to donate. But put it in a high interest, easy access savings account. Those include Marcus Bank, which you can attach to your main bank account. And you can access your money whenever you like. But it's, at the moment, about 1.4% interest. Not too bad. Anyway, I felt a bit like Martin Lewis there, actually. Although I get all the tips off Martin Lewis. So maybe just a sort of second-hand rubbish Martin Lewis. Martin Lewis actually has some really good ideas, if I may interject. I always try and use my time wisely. When he does phone interviews, he walks at the same time to get steps in, so he doesn't waste any time. I mean, that's brilliant. Such good tips. I recommend Martin Lewis to anyone wanting a heartily respectable, nice man who gives you very useful money tips. Not sponsored, because he doesn't do ads, so he wouldn't. I like your voice. I'm glad you do. Someone's got to. Any advice on manic stages? Yeah, don't ask me. Internet tutorials are probably the best bet. If not, as much as it pains me to say it, the Battlecat subreddit should help you there. I mean, they will. They got people like Lucas the Fourth, and they know everything about how to do this sort of stuff. Whereas I can do crazy tutorials, but not manic ones. Thanks for reminding me about donations. Sorry, can't send much. £5? That's much to me. Omega Ghost. I try and not spend too much more than that on a week's shopping, I must admit. Thank you very much. You have bought me... well, actually, no, because YouTube's going to take a huge cut of it. But you contributed to my week's shopping. Thank you very much, Omega Ghost. I appreciate that dosh very much. And I appreciate any amount of dosh. Not going to pretend that bigger isn't better, but it's just the gesture. It's very nice. I don't feel in a position to donate to anyone, so it's incredibly kind of any of you who choose to donate. Oh, crikey. I was going to sign off the stream, but there's 160 people here. I can't just leave you all. I feel like I should, though, because it's bedtime. But, I mean, 160. There hasn't been that many in quite a long time. Senator. I'm afraid American politics does not appeal to me. I studied it and didn't enjoy it. There we go. I got to get up relatively early tomorrow. Lots to do. 172. It's just gone up. Oh wow. I've been paid for a phrase. I'll go for that. I mean, as long as it's not, like PewDiePie paying people to say something hugely offensive. Please can you say, James is a loser at Battle Cats. But James is also great. Don't tell James is a loser out of context with me saying that. That is cruel. But also thanks for the money. Really appreciate that. Tuxila, which sounds like tuxedo. 004 for £1.99. Don't worry, James. I'm sure you're great. If not, have a look at the Battle Cats Beginner's Guide on this channel. Should help you. Plug. What chapter is this? The chapter is 3. It's Cats of the Cosmos 3. Is Matt still doing Battle Cats then? Is this the general consensus that he still does it occasionally? Because I mean, I don't know what Matt's doing these days, other than he had a lot of facial hair and he was going to get rid of it. That's what I heard, but I mean that's Twitter, so anyway, quite a fact. It's going up. The viewership's going up. Why can't it go up when I want it to go up? When I try to end the stream, people are like, yeah, I'm in for the long run, boys. Speaking of that, I'm really looking forward to the general election. If I may briefly diverge to that. Oh, I love elections, to be fair. Love it. I mean, I was a politics student, You'd hope I would love them, but they're great. It's going to be great fun. Is that the same restriction? Yeah, let's do it. Let's do red rectangle then. Red rum. What, is Overwatch 2 actually a thing? I thought that was just a meme on Fortnite 2. I mean, it still could be. You could be trying to get me with that. I haven't played Overwatch in a heckin' long time. Because the foundation of it being enjoyable is your ability to be likely to win within your team. Usually, right? If you just keep getting killed repeatedly, it's not enjoyable. I keep getting killed repeatedly, so it's not enjoyable for me. That's just my personal view on it. Although Overwatch is fun to play with friends, and I don't regret the purchase nearly as much as I do buying Cuphead. And I also got it first year celebrations when it was half price, so slightly less than it costs to get home, because it's flipping expensive to get home. So I hope you appreciate this. Anyway, crikey, we got two absolute mad lads here. Can we stand up to the test? I doubt it, because we've got no anti-red proccers. We are in absolute shtuck here. Hang on. Basically DLC, but standalone, but also not. Crikey. I just want to let you know, I love your videos and you should never change. Oh, that's very kind, but I mean a little bit of change. A little bit of sunshine. Anyway, no, sorry. Someone was playing that and I don't know, what's it called? Mambo number 5 or something? They said I'd know what it was. I said, no, I won't. And then I did. I've heard it before. Anyway, it's good fun. Anyway, a little bit of change can be good. Now, I usually don't like change. I say if things work, flipping stick to it. That's my argument against, like what they call non-linear editing styles and, doing weird things in film. Things work, so, hey, let's just do them. But I mean also, changing in terms of being nicer to people, that's great. I'm gradually trying to change to use my time more efficiently. That's probably also great. What do you think the new approach Pernod seems to be taking towards the game, having new characters that are mainly luck-based? Well, I mean, as I was sort of hinting at with my views on Legend Rares, I really don't like that as a philosophy in the game, but I don't control it. I don't really have a position on the board dictating that sort of thing. Crikey, 200 people watching. Thank you all for popping along. yeah, I don't really have an ability to change that. It's not what I do though. I have issues with that sort of thing. Anyway, I've got to sleep. Have a fun sleep. Should be almost fully offline. Yeah, that is a good idea. But then also, when we say that, does that also mean we're shunning the idea of online elements like cat clans? You do have a job or no? Ah, you see, well, I'm trying to actually do things at the university that involve working from, it's not really home, but my room. And so hopefully I'm going to be able to do that. I don't think there's much I can really do, but there's bits here and there, you know. I'm trying to spend as little money as possible, so that's helping me save. Can you make more Doki Doki vids? I should think I'll be able to. If anyone's got any questions, feel free to ask them now. If you don't have any questions to ask, I'd like to ask you all a question. You have a question? Well, ask it. Go ahead. Yeah, it turns out being offline for a month is good for your streams. Right. Oh, I actually do miss Reddit. That's weird. Yeah, and also being able to stream at midnight, because that's when America wakes up, apparently. Maybe, I don't know. What are you doing up so late? Well, exactly, you know. Remember when you said rectangles Will and E? I did, didn't I? Why I, laddie? I certainly did. Fantastic. Well, maybe not for Will. Maybe it's like cultural Newcastle insensitivity. I don't know. It felt fun, though. What's your favourite restaurant? Ooh. I don't know about restaurant, but I can definitely go for type of food. Chinese. Absolutely adore a Chinese. We killed the thing. Marvellous. Right, let's try and get some damage in with dragons and that. And then, oh, another knockback, we like that. Thank you, Jamira, because I assume that's you. You're the only one with the capability of doing that. What is your favourite YouTuber? Simgretiner, probably, I'd say, for the reason that they do a sort of under remunerated, i.e. underpaid for, role on YouTube of both drawing and doing music at the same time. And they make these lovely intricate worlds for their music, like Peggy Suave and Grumpy Shark, and it's fantastic. And we're still going to lose. I cannot... Oh, no, hello. Skinny your teeth, we've done it. Anyway, Sim Gretton is fantastic. If DJ was here, DJ would back me up on that one. Gato Amigo knocks back as well, of course. Thank you for reminding me. What's the difference between macho legs and no macho legs? I can't remember. I mean, one will fit through one certain restriction, another won't, I guess, is one thing. Change my mind? I don't feel the need to change my mind on Smash Bros. I have never played Smash Bros, so I feel like something I just shouldn't talk about. I also love McDonald's, to be fair. McDonald's is a sizable part of my life, because £1.99 Big Mac and fries is good value. Oh, heck. Do you play The Binding of Isaac? I haven't played out like that, I'm afraid. Not many games. Right, so like the other games, I haven't played many other games. I mean, I have even less opportunity to now. But not quite games. But the question I wanted to ask you all, I'll preface it by saying that I've sort of the people I live with have been introducing me to a number of different programs to watch, be that on Netflix or terrestrial television. So I've experienced a few new things. What sort of new to you, anyway, television, that could be streaming service, normal TV, anything like that, stuff have you been coming across and enjoying lately? And let's go straight into Eskimo Nebula. Why not? Same restriction. Silence. 243 people and just start talking about something else. Again, I'm laughing, but I'm heartbroken. What the flip? Oh no, what is going on? What? What's that all about? What is that all about? What? Who do you think you are? Go away, you strange plant. Honestly, flip's sake. Who does this bloke think he is? I mean, truly. Go on, sort him out, Abraham. Why are you there? What's this all about then? This is a bit peculiar. Money Heights, Brain Out. I haven't heard of either of those. I mean, Stranger Things obviously I've heard of, and I've watched almost all of. I mean, I watched the first episode of season 3 when I uploaded Growing Stranger, and I had a lasagna, and it was fantastic. I just ate through an entire lasagna whilst watching Stranger Things. It was homely, it was warm, it was flavoursome, it was brilliant. I enjoyed it very much. I was about to say we're sort of failing miserably, but we're not, because we are brilliant. Haha. What was the question? I missed it. I was asking everyone if what sort of television or streaming service stuff that's new to them have they been coming across and enjoying recently, because I've been introduced to a fair few new things myself, being at university and being around other people. What's that all about? Shut up, Reggit. Part of the reason you're not doing videos is because you're drinking every night. What? Who said that? Honestly, the things people say about me. Jojo. Who knew that we'd get a Jojo recommendation? Wait, is it Blue making those rainbows? That's adorable. I love it. That's brilliant. It's making rainbows. Cracking. Silence. I shouldn't be leaving dead air. That's like really boring. Let's get back and get the treasure on these two. Is that a JoJo recommendation? Are you excited for Evangelion 3.0 plus 1.0? And are you going to watch it? Yes, I want to. I hope it comes out in like a form of cinema where I can actually see it. I really would like to see it. Yeah, I am looking forward to that coming out. Certainly. Yes, basically. Official soundtracks are great, to be fair. I listen to a fair few soundtracks while doing my reading. Soundtracks are really good for that. I'd recommend that if any of you got like reading and revision to do and that sort of thing. Find yourself like a television or film soundtrack that you like, whack it together into a playlist, and you got a cracker, really. It works really rather well. Or a game soundtrack, actually, now I think about it. Some of them are good as well. I'm just not a gamer. I'm a boomer, apparently. Do you have afro? I do indeed. Why didn't we have afro in there? That's good. That's a good question. He asks himself. I don't know why. Probably because he wanted to try out True Form Blue, because people were questioning whether I had it, and I love the rainbow. I love the rainbow. It's brilliant. It's brilliant. So not many recommendations for people. I should know this is sort of what happens when I ask the questions. I'm lucky enough to get questions. Mostly sort of side conversations about Battle Cats, which is better than a toxic chat, I stress, and you can talk about what you want to talk about. But if I can recommend something to you that I've been watching quite recently, is The Politician on Netflix. That's good. That's an enjoyable programme. I like the style in which it's made. It's paced well. It goes by really quite quickly. Each episode doesn't drag on, and it's enjoyable to watch. It's got a cheeky bit of singing in it as well, and lovely, like, when towards the end of a scene, for example, someone will talk quickly as they have discovered something and are explaining a highly important concept, and the camera slowly zooms into them, and as they reach their final closing point that revolutionises the plot, it's a sort of close-up and they go bam. It's a fair bit of that in The Politician as well, and it's very enjoyable. I'd recommend. Have you heard of The Mystics on Netflix? No, I have not. I have not. Myself? Can I true form air? I mean, I assume that's what that question is. There's a command below it. No, not now. I'll probably have to depart soon, to be fair, to get to bed. But I need to find something that ideally is red and alien. That's probably Cat Machine, to be fair, but oh, flippin's sake, I should have just selected Uber Air, shouldn't I? Aska! Oh, I miss you, Aska. I don't miss you, idiot! Charming, isn't it? Right, Alright, okay. Mobius. Oh yeah, of course. Oh, you didn't see that. That's more of a spoiler than this, to be fair. Hang on. You didn't see it. Subaru? To be fair, that Dark Subaru. Yeah. To be fair. I've seen Amino in the chat. Oh, Amino. I should probably say something on Twitter about how that's sort of all over. Not acrimoniously. I just basically sort of complained about how the thing they were then onboarding me onto was completely, I didn't earn anything from it, and also their app has a horrible system of having a go at people for not having notifications on. I think is bordering on the sort of obsessive and quite worrying. But they just didn't say anything. So I should probably point out that no more sponsorship. Right. I mean, they said that themselves actually. After the sponsorship, I actually got paid for talking about it in the video. They said, "Oh, we're not doing that anymore. Now you have to make stories." I'm like, well, okay, I don't particularly enjoy the process of making them, And also they don't make any money, so that's fun. Basically get absolutely nothing out of doing that. Much tar. And oh no, don't do that, don't. Please go behind. Oh, you absolute rascal. I'm not having that. We're going again. I can play you at that game. I can absolutely play them at their own game there. If they're going to ruin me like that, I'm going to ruin them back. Just you wait. Hi, hi. I'm not telling people to delete Amino. I just think it's sort of a very sort of bad business model to have an app that's sort of so aggressive, that was the word I was looking for, in how it targets you about notifications. It should ask you once, and if you say no, you've said no. And I wrote out a long account about why it's a bad idea and the things that it does, but nothing's been done about it, so I think I'm just going to have to part ways, but like tell people that I have. I mean, I thought doing the sponsorship for them would allow me to bend their ear, and I mean, they said they'd listen to my idea, but equally, where has that got moi? Not very far, because we haven't achieved any notification changes. Ooh. Come on, don't go in front. You disgust me. I cannot believe this. You absolute bunch of rascals. I dislike you. This is causing me more trouble than it was before. How does that happen? Right. I should just try not to advance, basically. Thank you, Squirrel, for your input, I guess. Anyone got anything to say? Go away, Squirrel. That's what I've got to say. But, no, it's 200... Oh, wow, okay, it's gone down a huge amount. 274 to 256. Wow. Chat is still 250 viewers, isn't it? First time on a regular stream. If you've only come recently, I apologise. My quickness of speech is slowed down. What is considered late game? I mean, my personal view on that is like manics and onwards, or like when you have the ability to complete manics, I'd say, but I don't know. Right, we got max worker cat this time. Let's absolutely smash it and like succeed or something. Sake, this is actually quite bad, to be fair. Might as well not do the erasers, because they just get either zapped up or killed in the same amount of time as the cheaper stuff. There's no point. Right, can I get both of these boomers at the same time? Yes I can, just about. Go on, boomers. That's what I say. I cannot believe that. I cannot believe... I mean, That was doing absolutely fine, right? What? Why has that suddenly happened? That makes no sense. Have you bought Gold Officers Club? No, I don't like the way that it's structured at the moment. I have a suggestion for what I think is a much better way to do it. If it was like that, I mean, obviously I'd buy it because I would have got my way in it, but I think the way it is at the moment is both not a great way to do it and certainly not something I'm interested in. What's Bombercat in there for? It's sort of generalist lineup, and also I forgot he was there when changing it slightly. Flip's sake, if we make it to the base, we won't because these things are kind of ridiculously strong. Oof. Walk of Fame onwards, Mega Ghost reckons, for late game. Feel like I have no opinion on that. If you're hired at Ponos, what would you add/change? Oh, that's a great question. That is a great question. That's almost like a sort of aggregate Dear Ponos, isn't it? But like your biggest things. You know what? I'm going to screenshot that and think about that, because if you don't mind me stealing that, that's like a brilliant video idea. Tar. I like that. Right, soon we'll have enough monies for both of the big boys. 15,000 cat food can guarantee legend rare. No, I mean legend rares would be something that I'd remove. I feel like they were a mistake. I mean, people would obviously keep their legend rares, they'd just be uber rares and downgraded if they needed to be. Please don't put my Peach Devils there. Oh, you absolute genuine scumbag. It didn't even get to come down before it was zapped up again. Oh, you huge boomer. What is going on here? Well, now I'm calling them boomers. What is going on? What is actually going on? You know what? Blue, you genius. You've absolutely sorted them out marvellously. Well, with just that there, and some chunky normal units, I think we're going to be alright. And meat shields, of course. Cracking. Absolutely cracking. And if we get the monies, we'll soon be able to afford a Peach Devils, which would be equally cracking, because then it would be in the right place, and it wouldn't get boomered back either. No, don't boomer me that quickly. Come on. Right, okay, good. Excellent proc, thank you. We might yet still be successful. It's actually far more difficult with just the ball there than I thought it would be. Oh, no, come on now. Oh, you are an absolute scumbag in the extreme. Oh my god. I'm so close to swearing at it now, but I will retain my composure. And we hit 300 viewers, and now it's gone down hugely, and now I can't screenshot that.